I would ask the court to consider his status and his time spent in custody and make a sentence that is reflective of the facts and circumstance of this case.
All right, Mr. Robert, we're back to PECs.
And it might take a moment for the jail to get Nathan Deans pulled and in the Zoom room.
I'll call him here in a minute.
Okay.
So we've got Mr. Cisco, Nieves, Johnson, Geyer, Snyder. We are in very good shape. I've always liked your weeks.
Thank you.
They did every week. Yes. I always like Josh's week.
I always like Josh's week too.
Which is every week. So we got just these two matters to deal with. Now, Mr. Cisco has a felony case, which is set for today, and a couple of pretrials. So let's talk about all that. Good morning, sir. Are you Craig Cisco?
Yes, sir.
We've met, but I need to identify you for the record. You've got a felony case. Let's take a look at that one. Felony complaint alleges that you were at the Walmart store where everybody hangs out on November 20th, and you did resist or obstruct Jacob Gardner with the Sturgis Police Department. Also Adam Kreitz, and you also allegedly committed a retail fraud. Resisting, obstructing, the two counts are felonies punishable by up to 2 years in prison and a fine of up to $2,000. You're also charged as a fourth habitual offender, which could make those up to 15 years imprisonment. Retail fraud stays as a misdemeanor, 93 days in jail maximum and a fine of $500 maximum. Mr. Joshua Robert, the Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, is here, as well as your lawyer, Casey Strong. Mr. Robert, what's the status here?
There's a plea offer of attempt R&O and retail fraud third degree. The other counts will be dismissed. I believe he's going to enter a plea today.
All right, let's unpack that. Attempted resisting, obstructing is a misdemeanor, one count rather than two, and no habitual. The maximum would be up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. The retail fraud charge would be a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You also have two city cases of trespass. It's alleged that on September 24th, you trespassed in the city of Sturgis, and again on September 24th. Those is how the city of Sturgis deals with its homeless problem. They charge everybody with trespass. The city attorney has offered to dismiss one of those if you pled to the other one and essentially just allow time served, which would be 11 days. Ms. Strong does not represent you in those matters, but she is here to make sure we're looking out for your rights. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Ms. Strong, you confirm the plea offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cisco, are you going to plead to attempted resisting, obstructing, and a retail fraud?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you to get you to do that?
No.
Or promise you anything? Do you understand that if you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will be no trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Ms. Strong is here to represent you. You could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be a witness on your own behalf. You'd have a right to take the witness stand and testify. But you don't have to, because you have an absolute right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And finally, you'd have the right to be presumed innocent unless they were able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So let's start with the Walmart case. Were you at the Walmart store on November 20th?
Yes, Your Honor.
And let's blow this up so I can see it. Did you put some items in your jacket, some hand warmers, floodlight, and some bandanas?
Yes, Your Honor.
$172.26. So the police stopped you for that?
Yep.
And then did you scuffle with them?
Not at first.
But
There was
then,
only one officer that was there at the time. The other one showed up after I was already on the ground. After Gardner had me on the ground, the other officer came in and stuck his boot in my head and everything, so.
all right. Now, you already had an attempt RNO earlier this year, and we're on a payment plan. Let me pull those up. Do we know what's going on with Giselle Gonzalez?
Was he the one that showed up late?
It's a she.
No, I don't know.
Is she even here?
No, I believe she's not.
You've been waiting all this time for that? I apologize.
No, that's okay. I wasn't sure how long this court gave. defendants to show up.
I didn't realize she wasn't here. You're here for the village?
I am.
Well, I'm gonna issue a bench warrant for her arrest. She's got several other problems. She owes $1,124 worth of unpaid fines and costs. She has a probation violation hearing set in January. When I get those files, I'm gonna issue bench warrants for her arrest with a 48-hour hold and make you stay here for an hour. But no, she's not here, and thank you for coming down here on a snowy day.
No problem. Thank you, Your Honor.
Did the other translator case end up, did you?
What?
Oh, I thought it.
Who?
The other translator case? I was told he came in late.
He came in late.
Okay.
And he pled to a generous plea offer of $257,326. Casey will send you a bill for that.
I'm sure she will.
Let's talk about these trespass things. They allegedly occurred on the same day. Where were you at?
Living with my dad at the time.
All right, where were you trespassing? Well, let's take a look at those.
I was on Walmart and Myers,
All right,
just the property, just the parking lot in general.
and they told you not to come back there?
I'm not allowed in the store.
All right, so are you willing to admit to one of those if I dismiss the other one?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll do 252141. So for 11 days, credit 11 days, concurrent with the other case. $125 or 2 days. That'll just get run out. Back in November, were you homeless then?
Yeah, I just recently.
Hand warmers and that kind of stuff is homeless behavior. But I'm troubled by this earlier R&O from earlier this year. Good morning, Sergeant Ball. Judge Middleton, could I see Nathan Deans in my courtroom? All right, thanks a lot. Bye. That'll take a few minutes to get him. Judge Pattison gave him 90 days. 6:04. That one allegedly occurred in April. And Matthew Barman and Brian Stuck and Aaron Moore. There was a competency exam.
Looks like that one stemmed also from his homelessness because he was in the Sturgis library sleeping.
I did that sentence. You already had 90 days credit after the evaluation, so I gave you 90 days credit, 90 days. Let you out of jail October in July. Mr. O'Bear, you got any thoughts on this case?
No, just the same as the court. It's his third attempt R&O conviction this year. He was also stealing. He's pled to 3 misdemeanors today, so that's the court to take all of those things into consideration.
Ms. Strong, what would you like me to know?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is the only case that is before the court today. His previous case from April is not before the court. I would ask the court to look at this individually and recognize that the retail fraud did stem from homelessness. He was stealing items attempting to steal items that were reflective of his homeless status. The R&O, while he recognized his role in it, he did pull away his arm and was taken to the ground by officers. I would ask the court to consider his status and his time spent in custody and make a sentence that is reflective of the facts and circumstance of this case.
Yes, it appears to be more of a stiffening up, kind of resisting rather than punching or fighting with officers. On the retail fraud charge, I'm going to order 11 days, credit 11 days, and waive the fines and costs. Concur with the attempted R&O. On the attempted R&O charge, as Mr. O'Bear points out, it's the third time this year you've been charged with this. Judge Noacker used to have a theory that if he didn't do a sanction, the cops would start taking their own sanction out on the street. Not good for anybody. I'm going to order 60 days jail, credit 11, leaving 49 days to serve. There will be good time calculated in there, but you're going to be warm and dry for the next 40 days or so. Fine is $0, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee, $125 or 2 additional days. You can't keep going to these places. You go there because that's where the stuff is, but you made such a nuisance of yourself, they barred you from both of the major retailers in town. And then you come, the cops got to deal with you. People get hurt, they get their fingers broken, or you get hurt. I'm going to give you some clean time and some warm and dry time. You'll get out sometime in January, Mr. Cisco. You're good to go.
Hey, thanks for watching. Please do let us know in the comments what you thought of this video. If you'd like to support what we do here, the best way to do it is to pick up some of our merch. You can find it at courtroomfiles.com.